IVM.
Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day Oh wow, you have yawned down here after telling me to be on it.
It's a morning time.
Which is the best time? You look so lovely in the sunlight.
And today I have literally rolled out of bed and onto the podcasting, my setup.
Desk without a shower because we are WFH. And why is that?
Because we are back in a lockdown. It's April 2021. I don't know when in the future you're listening to this. If there is ever a capsule sent to space and they want to send a snippet of Earth culture and, by chance, Agla Station Adulthood makes it out there. I live in delusion. It could happen. And then this is listened to some alien life being either primitive or highly advanced. I just want you to know we had COVID in 2020. In March, we went into lockdown. 2020 is a year. It's a Gregorian calendar. I'm sure there's some other info about that. But so we're in 2020. And now it's a whole mother effing year later. And we are back in a lockdown in April 2021 in the city of Bombay. I don't know if you're listening to this anywhere else in India. If things are better in your city, man,
Congrats.
Stay safe and continue on that steady path of improvement because we are struggling.
Mumbai is a real cesspool of germs right now, have to admit. And jis himmat aur jis daave se hum keh rahe the ki arey yaar, let's get about our lives and just rage and everyone's out and about living their best lives. Well, not anymore. As of yesterday, I can smell the collective anxiety of the city. It's in the air. It's lingering.
I mean, it was a Tuesday night and I opened a bottle of wine.
But Aishi,
myself.
To be fair, you have had a few hectic days and you needed to unwind.
Oh, definitely. I'm saying that even without the lockdown yesterday, I probably would have had a glass of wine.
Exactly, whether it was Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday or whatever.
Yeah, but yesterday I had like maybe 2.5 glasses of wine and I just went from room to room annoying each family member. Because Ayushi was in a lovely mood in the evening and everyone was doing their own thing. So I was like, excuse me, it's lockdown. Mandates that a family's supposed to be up in each other's assholes. So why are we not hanging out together?
That's very cute.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of stress about this latent stress that keeps kind of, like a heart rate monitor goes like
because we spoke yesterday and I could sense your energy yesterday also.
Because of course, privileged, blessed homes don't have to worry about job security and all of that stuff. I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying that currently in my home, we're 4 working individuals who are trying to balance like work schedule, time, meals, prep, space, a lot of stuff. And, now with the, our building has imposed certain rules. So even part-time staff, which had started to come back to give you a little bit of relief, has been curtailed. So that's going to be a fun new angle. But I guess we just have to go back into a gear that our body knows. I'm hoping that my brain also has muscle memory to remember
definitely.
Like a couple months ago.
Oh, babe, you're going to slip right back into a really nice work from home schedule and those afternoon naps are going to keep you going.
Oh my God, afternoon naps.
Those are the only silver lining.
I woke up today thinking of my nap.
Oh, sweetie pie. I woke up today thinking of a boy.
That should give you a really nice assessment of where both our lives are.
Literally, like Rytasha needs to stop thinking about boys and start thinking about herself.
Ayushi needs to not nap every day. Lockdown doesn't mean you just nap.
Our listeners must be thinking, guys, we listen to y'all for some advice and some brain and y'all are just talking about naps and boys.
Look, in terms of adulthood, I think like one thing that we learned, and I think you will learn this time around, because this time around in lockdown, you are living with your parents. So that's going to be a whole new game changer for you.
But it's going to be great because I don't have to be in charge.
Yeah. So so you get to have a different like perspective to this. But in terms of what you were saying earlier about our listeners judging us, which is fine, you may. It's more like what I've learned about adults in lockdown is watching my parents on a day-to-day, such an intimate basis, is that the baseline emotion of most humans is kind of just the same.
On
Like,
edge.
Yeah, you're just on edge. You're just teetering. And some days you manage to fall back on land. Some days you manage to fall off the cliff. So it's just a balance between that. Because you're saying that you woke up thinking about a boy. In context of, say, parents who might be having an argument, they've also woken up thinking about the stress in their personal relationship.
Yeah.
From yesterday. Like, that argument that I had with my wife or with my husband. And then you're talking about naps. We're also thinking of like, you know what? I haven't had enough rest.
Yes.
So
Ayushi, look at you just making everything sound smart.
It's my one God-given talent. But yeah, so you can judge us, but I would suggest instead you take a nap. It's so much better.
Text somebody who you are interested in. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I actually, I'll change it. Life is very long. We have many lockdowns to live through. You must text them now.
No, Ayushi, but honestly, like to digress slightly, but not even to come back. This year of what could have potentially been, sorry, I'm pivoting to romance yet again, just a little, I'm obsessed. But this whole year could have been like so many possibilities for people to have potentially met the love of their lives.
Who are you telling?
I know, baby girl, I'm so sorry I'm telling you this, but I'm like, ये साल cancel ही ऐसे हो गया कि मतलब अगर मैं अपने soulmate से मिलना भी चाहूँ तो how?
Like, I am just thinking of, not just thinking of, but the things that have crossed my mind is that in terms of, your age of like going out and like going on dates or going out to places where you meet people.
Like people are turning 28, 29 and 30 in the lockdown.
Yes. Today is today's World Health Day, by the way.
Oh yeah, and Arjun's birthday. Happy birthday, Arjun. You get a shout out. And happy health day, friends.
Yeah. So what were we saying? I forgot.
Today's World Health Day. We were talking about how this year's been cancelled because like where we've not even had any.
You've not been able to go out to meet people, and I feel like that's a common problem for young adults. A lot of us have felt that way, that you've not you as in like a person, but like COVID, the germ. We've had a year see, you can't say anything without realizing that I should probably not say it that way. There's got to be a positive spin to it. But I do feel at some points when you're low that a year has been robbed from me. Like a calendar year has been taken away from me because unfortunately I didn't get to put a pause on my age. Like that the number still increased. I still turned 29.
My cells are still aging.
I still turned 29, right? And so there is
my collagen is still breaking down. Sorry.
My biological clock is in fact tick-tocking.
Yeah, my eggs are getting older as we speak.
Oh no, eggies, don't worry. I love you.
I'm all right. I don't have any problem. I am totally fine.
We are not giving the listeners a very good reason to listen to us.
Guys, y'all are with us. Y'all are saying yes.
If you are a woman who would like to have children, please rub your ovaries. Just give them some love. Your eggs are fine.
Them love. I love this part of the episode. Your eggs are fine.
Yeah, they are fine.
Eggs are fine.
But I do feel that they are getting a bit itchy now. They're like, lady, we're ready.
Biologically, yeah, but imagine how far away the reality is from the biology.
Listen, my eggs can hear you. Don't say that to them. They get really stressed. They think it's coming soon. How do I break it to them? We haven't met anyone yet.
Oh.
We haven't even met the 3 people that I'm supposed to meet before I meet the person.
Honestly, even I don't know anything anymore. Yeah.
Anyway,
this is not a complaint episode again.
No, not at all. This episode again. This episode is a post-COVID wish list.
Yes, which is seems so wishful at the moment.
But what we just said is a post-COVID wish. Now it's like you want to get back out there and start living your romantic life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, not to go out there and start living the romantic life immediately, but to think of, actually, it's just that what we discussed last week also, the number of possibilities that have been halted.
That is what it is.
And that's what like scares me, or also makes me wonder ki it is probably a part of the journey and it's a part of this. So what is the silver lining even in this situation? Like for people, I am rambling now because I just want everyone to get out there and meet the love of their lives. Actually, that's all I want, for everybody to be happy and all eggs to be happy.
To be honest, this whole meeting the love of your life thing, while you were saying this, I was just thinking that I always get scared, right? Like I used to get really more scared of this, is that the listeners would think of us as stupid or not smart. And then I thought right now, I was like, oh my God, we're just talking about boys. That's so lame.
No, we're talking.
But then, I walked myself back from the edge.
Yes. Where we live.
And I was
my
like,
permanent address.
Where I live. The edge. I'm parcel किधर भेजना है? वो edge पे.
Edge पे.
वो दिखता है, I'm standing over there.
मैडम खाओ, मैं edge पे हूँ, edge पे. नहीं, उधर से left edge, एकदम edge पे. Sorry, I'm shouting.
सीधा. What I was trying to say, I was walking myself back from the edge, was that wanting to explore the possibility of a personal life, a romantic life, a partnership at this stage of your life in your late 20s or even early 20s is completely normal. That's not vapid. It's not stupid. It's not like,
a huge this part is just of this age group that we are at.
It's because this is where this is the kind of time in this 5 to 7 years, up or down from wherever you are. 5 to 7, 8 years, where you're kind of trying to make the base in terms of like the group of friends that you would like to carry with you, the partnership that you would like to carry with you, and perhaps a potential of having a family that you would like to carry with you. And I'm not saying that family has to look like mom, dad, child, but that family can be a mix of these other two groups, right? Your partner and your friends. So you're actively, one thing that you're working on other than your job professionally in this time space is these personal relationships. And what's happened, unfortunately, is, sure, we've been able to keep some semblance of friendship alive because you've done the Zoom calls, you've done the group meets. And over the last couple of months, let's be honest, we have met in person. We've done as much as we could have done.
Social circles have shrunk hugely though. And
but we've still managed to. Come on, I feel like we've managed in the last couple of months.
I'm not complaining. I'm happy to see my closest and nearest and dearest friends.
Right. But what has been cut, what has been chopped from the agenda has been the idea of dating, of meeting new people, of seeing your larger social circle, which quite honestly, once in a while was really fun.
Absolutely. And
to see
friends of friends, random people, partners of friends of friends. Like just...
Because now with the building rule, you're just like, oh, we can't call that person's girlfriend. You'll just call that person. And then it's a 7 people hang and then that's it.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad about that. I was telling myself that don't feel bad about talking about this. It's not stupid. It's a very, very active, important part of your life in terms of searching for partnership right now.
Absolutely. If we look back at our parents' generation or even a generation right above us, so people who are in the mid-30s right now.
They were done by now.
They were done. They have been hooked, booked, cooked, and possibly like trying to conceive a child at age 29 or 30. So
I'm telling you, in about 2 months, like at my age, my mom would have been pregnant with me.
I can't digest. I can't. I need, not in a bad way, but in a, what is happening? I'm so ready in my head. I'm like, of course I get it. I was talking to another friend the other day and we were just basically, now we're going to digress a bit. We'll come back. Okay. Bear with me.
That's okay.
So we were talking about just being raised.
Look at me. Lockdown means I don't care about structures anymore.
I love this. Ayushi will keep her.
Okay.
So we're talking about being raised. So she was raised by 3 very strong women. One was a homemaker. One was very career oriented and never settled down with a partner. So her aunt, her mom, and her older sister. And her older sister was the one who was trying to balance both worlds. So this girl's sister, older sister, who is the one who has a very roaringly successful job, but also happily married, wants to have a baby, but is trying to manage all of these things. And my friend and I were discussing it, and she was like, this whole thing about being a career person, and my aunt sometimes just takes a shit on these women who are in their family lives and they don't have ambition or whatever. And she's like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be bitter. I want to be happy. I want to have it all. And she's like, I am okay to admit it now that I do want, like, I'm okay for it. Like, I'm ready for marriage. I'm ready to settle down. She's like turning 30 this year. Anyway, not that age matters, but just to even admit it to oneself, because there are two parts of you which are always at war. Like, what do you want? What do you go for? And there's no template for a woman having it all just yet. Like, there are no rules in place. This is how you have the career also. This is how you have the perfect husband also. This is how you have your child also. This is how you run a perfect home and host the best soirees and have your candles in place and the right cutlery and the right staff, and your driver and house help don't give you issues. They're always there. There's so many things.
I refuse to let you cry on today's episode.
I'm not crying today. I've had coffee. My period is over. Ayushi, I am in the best phase of the month.
Your uterus is like, we're ready to fertilize yet again.
No. Yeah, that too. But honestly, like, now I've started a journal of observing myself on days of the month where, like, the period has ended and the period is, like, about to come. It is a drastically different person that lives inside of me.
I think of my uterus as you know that voice that I've been doing on Instagram.
Hello, I love that one. That one.
No, that's your Singapore one. The one that's loosely based on Gru from Despicable.
Yes, of course. I was talking about
Hello, girls.
Hello, girls. Yes.
So I imagine my uterus speaks like this. And after the period is like, okay, we had a rough month, but we got through it. We're okay. And then, like, as we're entering the first day of the non-tampon, non-pad freedom, where you're like, yes, I'm done. My uterus is like, okay, girls, it's time to get pregnant again. It's ready. I make so many eggs. I make so many eggs for you.
Oh.
I know. Nothing? Again? Tomorrow we try again.
Wow.
Tomorrow. Nothing? This girl is going to kill me and all of these baby little eggs. That is the conversation that my uterus, one egg is having with the other.
I love the voice.
Anyway.
I love the character, and it's relatable as fuck. Even though, like, my life aim is not to have children as such, but suddenly it's become like a real question of logistics and time. And
but we've said this before. I have been a anti-child person. I'm not against your child. I don't want to have a child. I've never felt that urge. I've never been like, oh, I want to have like a brood. In fact, I was so excited to be the fun aunt. But in the last 1 year, I truly think there has been some sort of biological change, hormonal, call it, because now I really do think this now. I'm like, hey, like, it would be nice to have a kid.
No,
like, I think I'd be good at imparting this. And you know where it came from? I'll be honest. It always starts with, when I have a daughter, I'm going to make sure she
doesn't have. Yeah, she has that.
It always starts like that. It's never like, oh, I see a child, I want it. I suddenly get enraged in a feminist way. And then the next thought I have is, I'll never let my daughter go through this. And that's what I've been like, oh, so we're having kids then?
Dear goddess, please make sure Aishi and I have baby girls when and if we choose to have them.
At least one.
At least one each. Okay.
Not one between us.
No, of course not. What if we can just co-parent a child? Anyway, that's another conversation. Pulling it back to COVID wish list.
Correct.
I do wish the world was normal enough to normalize friends deciding to adopt a kid together, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If two friends decide they want to do this for life, I think it's a beautiful possibility.
Yeah, but I do think sometimes that I've seen how much we flaked on plans and commitments.
So imagine कि like Goa plan नहीं हो पाया तो बच्चा adopt कैसे करेंगे?
Like I said, I know how flaky some of us can be at different times of the month, and I'm like, you can't flake on this human though. Like this.
No, are you mad?
It doesn't know anything.
This topic got me thinking though about the wish list and
babies are not on my wish list.
No, babe.
Let me make that very clear. They are not on my wish list.
You're my baby. List. You're my baby boo. You're my baby bun. And
I am.
So, but you know the funniest, Aishi, I just have to share this with you because in this wish list, you know me, clubbing is the most far removed thing for me.
Oh yeah, Jay has put clubbing on this list.
Jay has put it, but I have not even gone through this list yesterday. But before the list has come, I am thinking.
Rude, she said.
No, I didn't go through it yesterday before the list came. I had this thought privately. So, ek to travel has been a major response from a lot of people. And yeah, we'll come back to that. But my wish list includes, in as many words as this, I want to go clubbing in foreign city with cute, sexy man and just do some grinding. I am shameless. This is on my wish list. I've put it out there. People think I'm mad, but I am not mad.
I think your this clubbing one though, it just comes under the bracket of travel and new experiences, right? Because we've been denied that. I'm just
because that's also a place where one can let loose and potentially meet their soulmate. I don't know.
Listen, this wish list cannot be only geared towards meeting boys.
I need help. No, I don't. I'm fine, guys. I'm so fulfilled by myself.
She does.
I'm so fulfilled alone.
We all need help.
Yeah, so I really want to go clubbing, honestly, because it's been so long since I've been in a crowded place with loud music. And there is something I miss about navigating a crowd. Just like, excuse me, mujhe mera drink. like we are going.
I just, that idea of trying to, in front of a bar, there's always a little railing at the bottom where I try to hoist myself up. So I'm a little bit taller than everyone. So I can be like, hello. Yeah. And look, there's a part of you, at least as a straight woman, that shamelessly tries to catch the eye of a bartender because you're like, I would like some special attention, please. Of course. You know what? I'm making zero apologies for using what little I have of my remaining sexuality. But that entire energy of like, I'm trying to like position myself so I may get the drink and the attention. Hi, excuse me. Oh my God, hi, thanks. But that idea of putting myself through that again, while it's a little nauseating, there is a part that's kind of like, yeah, but once you get the drink and you get back to your group of friends and there's a little song going on and you're going to start bopping. And it's like, yes, I like going out. I fundamentally like going out.
Same, which I had lost touch with. And I thought, no, it's okay. It's something I don't miss or don't want. But I think this year has told me that I do want it in small doses. But doesn't mean I don't want it.
Yeah, of course, in small doses, God, not all the time. But once a month, going out for like a nice night out where you've come back at 3 a.m. and you're like, oof. That was a banger.
I think the closest thing I had to that was that one Sunday, Ayushi and I had a really lovely sundowner.
That's because we had cocktails in an open air setting.
And
not
it was
at home.
just beautiful.
Like we had cocktails outside our house. That was it. And it was so exciting.
Yeah.
Because you got like completely buzzed and then you just looked at other people and you were so... Do you know that entire evening was exciting for one reason? Because there were other people.
People also. Ayushi, can we talk about people watching?
I miss people watching so much.
So much. I love to observe weirdos and normals. ऐसी बात नहीं है, सब normal है, सब weird भी है.
Listen, Linda. Remember that video? Linda, listen.
Of course.
Listen, Linda.
Little boy.
Yeah. I love airports. I adore any means of travel and any like movement because other than that's, while I love driving, the only annoying thing about being in a car is like you're not with anyone else. Whereas when you're out and you're traveling and you're seeing and you're moving and everyone else around you is also in that same energy, the pace, you're matching that rate. And while doing that, you get to see just the most beautiful weirdos I have ever seen in my life. Like, mwah, mwah. Chef's kiss to you, you strange person. That is not how you put your bag on the safety X-ray machine, my friend. That's not how you do it.
I love to get annoyed also at such people, but I love to enjoy them also.
And they're watching This one girl once, and she looked like she had traveled before. I'm not judging first-time travelers at all. I'm saying this girl was clearly well off enough that she had traveled a couple of times because she had that very specific South Bombay face look. And I was like, I know you, I see you sometimes in the mirror.
Babe, don't blame her. She's never had to put the bag herself, yeah.
She
Somebody was
went
there
through
to do
that
it for
security
her.
thing 4 times because she had 4 pockets of things in it. And I just laughed so much because I couldn't be annoyed. I was like, oh, you're so special. Like, you're so dumb. How can anyone help you? You're so dumb. But how sweet that you're dumb and you're out there living. You're traveling also with your dumbness. You're going.
Dumb note, should we slip into a small break, Ayushi? So you can laugh and get over with it.
No, she was so dumb.
Laugh, laugh, laugh. And we'll see you on the other side.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Sia Tires and thewholetruthfoods.com. Thank you for your support. We did a bunch of cock and bulls this week. We had guests like Ayushi Amin and Puneet Mania for that. Besides that, Vasanti Hariprakash was on, as well as Jay Alani, a paranormal investigator. Really, really great week on Cyrus Says. Do check it out. Tune into This Round Is On Me for an episode recorded from Gulmarg featuring one of India's professional alpine skiers, Arif Khan, who's looking forward to representing India at the Beijing Olympics. On The Habit Coach, Ashton has a chat with Kunal Rajput, a popular fitness trainer who recently completed 7 rounds of his Unlock workout series. The reunified, simplified gang of Tony, Naren, Chuck, and Shrikant discussed NFTs on the latest episode. On The Millennial Athlete, Tanvi and Shlok looked back at all the England championships of the year so far and discussed the interesting highlights of the same. Also on Thale Harate, our Kannada podcast, Ganesh spoke to Archana Shyam of Antharanga Theatre in the latest episode. And on Kadai podcast, our Tamil show, Kavita Jiva shed light in another story about the bravery and excellence in the governance of the Pallava dynasty. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Now that we're back, wish list. So I put out a poll on my Instagram.
Because you're a celebrity.
Because I have some amount of followers, more than you or IBM.
So she's so humble right now when she does this. But yesterday I had the, oh no. Let me say, why not?
Oh, it was a safe space.
Oh, was
my
it?
silliest self.
She, in front of some stranger people, was like, I can't do it in front of them. You'll have to get up and do it. And I was like, so what? I have to pay the price. I have to carry the burden of your fame. And she has
so
said,
out of context.
She has
so
said,
out of context.
Yes. She has said yes.
See, Ayushi wants the freebies, but she doesn't want to carry the burden.
No, I just want the free thing.
ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. It takes.
Listen, if any brands are listening, you need to send Rytasha 2 of everything. Because she doesn't get to try anything. I'm a thief. I come into her house and I swiftly take what I want.
Honestly, listeners, recently a brand sent me something and Ayushi has come home. मैंने तो use भी नहीं किया. She's like, I'm taking this. I was like, ठीक है ले लो. So then they asked me, how do you like the product? I'm like, actually, first I said, very nice, very nice. Then I was like, how can I lie? So I was like, sorry, but my best friend took it in as many words. And I was like, I'm really sorry. So they sent another one, which was really kind of them. But that's not the takeaway from this, Ayushi.
So when she told me the story, all I heard is, so then all you have to do is ask. They give, na?
Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find.
Exactly. In Gujarati, it's called Bole ena bor bechai.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Bole ena bor bechai and mangva bagar maa pan nahi aape, which is without asking your mom also won't give you what you need.
And that's why, listeners, if you see something in your friend's house, ask.
And you shall receive.
Even if it's the mother itself. Can I take your mom? Take her.
You know what? Oh my God, I had a total flash of like Johnny Lever and K3G saying, le jao, 55 kilo ki. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He asked about the wife.
Who plays the wife? Himani Shivpuri. No, same Rifatbi actor. Isn't it the same woman who plays Rifatbi?
Yes, of course it is.
Oh. So good. ये ले जाओ रे एकदम free.
I love Johnny Lever.
Oh my God, yes.
You have to check him out. So his
on
kids,
social media. Oh
yes, his kids are also hilarious, by the way. And they make him do the silliest of like reels
Trending
or
reels,
TikToks
I
or
love
whatever.
them.
Yeah, whatever it is. And he does it with that comical look on his face, the one that just kills you because you are immediately transported back to like 10 years old sitting in front of a TV watching a movie and just cackling with
Laughing.
laughter.
Yeah.
And all I can just see is him taking the weights of people at Camp Sunshine. And then Nani steps on the scale.
Dude, honestly, he's genius. Comic timing, it's too good. As an adult now, you can really appreciate it, but how much he's made us laugh through the years. Love
Because-
you, Johnny.
By the way, in retrospect, when you see those movies, I see faults with everybody and everything.
Except him.
Except Johnny is the only person. And of course, any Priyadarshini movie.
Priyadarshan.
Sorry, not Park. Not
Yeah.
the movies I made in the park. That's just for me.
We are big fans of Priyadarshan films.
Because the climax of those, people talk about, oh, it's a Tarantino film, it's a Nolan film, like, with Wes Anderson. I'm like, have you seen
A Priyadarshan
climax chase of a Priyadarshan film?
Hangama wins the fucking award for that.
Dude, Hera Fairy?
Young audience,
Hera
if you
Fairy?
have not watched these films, okay, if we have younger listeners, guys, if you all don't know what we're talking about, you need to watch Hera Fairy, Hangama, and Halchal. I
And
recommend
Malamal
these three.
Weekly.
Malamal Weekly, how can I forget what a film?
Malamal Weekly is Amrish Puri,
Oh,
Paresh Rawal,
so good,
and
yes.
like a couple of other just
Wasn't
hilarious.
Om Puri in Malamal Weekly?
Sorry, Om Puri, not Amrish Puri. Om Puri, and of course Rajpal Yadav. In some shape or form.
Hillu.
Look,
he's
there are some
Hillu.
creepy moments in all these movies where, like, yeah, women are hypersexualized. I get that. I do. But in terms of seeing a shitty movie that's still doing that trope now,
Yeah.
that's cancelled. However, those climax chases where you're just like, nothing is making sense, yet everything makes
sense. I love, yeah. So this has been a nice digression to our favorite comedic moments.
Wishlist, man, this episode has once again escaped us.
Not at all, Ayushi. We're talking about things that make us happy and give us joy also. And on the wish list, I was saying on my Instagram, this whole conversation has started with celebrities and come here, by the way.
Sorry.
It started with me. I just want to say in the same breath, you've named all these other people.
Yeah, okay, man. Rytasha is also a star. Go follow her. She's at RYTASH.
Wow. इतना begrudgingly आपने बताया है हमारे listeners को. So
no, she's actually a very generous Instagram person. You are. Like, you always shout out so many people, so many friends. And like, I know you do it so much more than people with your same level of fame or even lesser are so stingy with their appreciation on social media because it's become such a commodity that you are so giving with your love. I think it's great. If you like something, you tag them, you see it, you shout it out. It's good.
I replied like this to Aditya Roy Kapoor's story that day. I hope he sees it at some point, but it's 3 tongue outs. Adi, if you're watching, I want to date you. I want to be with you. I want to be near you.
You can't do this on the show.
Putting it out there. You know, Aisha, I think we should start taking money from people to put matchmaking columns in our show. We'll do, okay, this is a new startup idea. Listeners, send in your profiles. We will try to do some matchmaking through the show.
Yeah. Yes.
This could be so fun.
Also, if you want to date me.
Yes, that too.
Send in your profile.
That
no?
Too.
Is that creepy?
Looking so ugly, I've called out to Aditya Roy Kapoor as if he's going to want to look at me now today. Yuck.
But I think Aishwarya Mohan Raj has the monopoly on trying to date him.
Nobody has monopoly on nobody, Ayushi.
No, she makes a lot of content on wanting to date him.
Agreed, but I've been quiet about my love up until this point. Doesn't that count for anything?
Can I show
Aishwarya, let me have this. Please.
Can I show Vicky Kaushal the poster in my bathroom?
We already
that
showed
sounds
it.
Creepy. And just for people who have no context to that statement.
Listen to our Valentine's Day episode.
Oh, that's better. Don't give them the story.
Bus.
This is why you're famous. Okay, listen to the Valentine's Day episode. Yeah.
Coming back to all of these lovely responses that we've had, most of these responses are travel. Okay, go on a vacation, get a decent job. So I'm guessing this year has been tough on the job sphere also for a lot of people.
It has, because a lot of people have, people got cut last year.
Dude, legit. Yeah.
I mean, offices and businesses, especially small businesses who can't carry that weight, have had to shed some of their fat. And unfortunately, sometimes you're the fat.
Yeah.
No, it's a reality of life. We've all faced some sort of rejection in our life, man. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's part of who you are.
Absolutely.
That sucks.
So that's one big real, I mean, a lot of people I think are experiencing this. Reach out to other people online. Maybe there's some kind of, you're not alone. That's for sure. Like if you're going through this, you're not alone. Yeah.
What we could do is we could really bring in someone like a hiring specialist. I have a friend who does this, who helps people craft even LinkedIn messages and stuff like that. I think this is an idea for another show.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. So a lot of travel, go for a vacation. It's almost been 2 years. Have a better job. Attend offline lectures. Yeah.
Sweet.
Students, I'm like, a lot of these responses, I understand everyone is exhausted, exhausted.
Yeah, imagine Serena finished law school online. She's finishing law school next month online. She's so sad. Anyway, continue.
And we had this, we chatted about this, and someone has said, watching people's faces as we travel, conversations with random folks you meet without fear.
Yes.
We need to, the fear that's crept into our society at large. Fear of many things existed. Now there's fear of COVID, fear of people, fear of spaces and places.
And fear of proximity. Like there was something so beautiful about, in a safe way, safety first.
I am happy that I am more than happy when we need to understand as Indians to like maintain thoda distance. मतलब आप एकदम ही line में मेरे घुस रहे हो मत करो. Literally.
That is happening now also, because I was standing in line to get something at the chemist, and this guy behind me is just like, he's breathing on my neck. I can feel it.
Like, you cannot behave like this.
And then you become that really annoying, sharp, snappy person. You're like, पीछे खड़े रहो, 6 foot का distance रखो. Like, I don't like being that person. Yeah, but then
I hate being that person. आपने mask क्यों नहीं पहना? दूर खड़े रहो.
Man, you're behaving like a leech.
Like a leech.
And that's coming from someone who has 100% experienced real leeches. Let me tell you, that's a story for another time. But it was a camp, and I rolled up my legs and my pants, and there were many leeches.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a DS camp.
Yeah. You say these words, our listeners don't know, Ayushi. You either give context or you don't drop names like this.
Okay, DEAS or IAYP, which was a Duke of Edinburgh scheme that, like, I think Christian schools adopted. Like, it was a thing that made you do service.
Some adventure camp.
Yeah, like service camping. You had to learn some sort of instrument, and you had to do some sort of like craft or give back kind of a thing. And you fulfilled all of this, and then you had medals.
Okay, then. Moving on swiftly from that. Somebody wants to just first throw all the masks in the air. So ऐसे graduation होगा ना, पूरे देश में लोग ऐसे, yeah! I can't wait.
That's so sweet though.
Very nice image.
I feel the frustration of the mask. So my poor ears. I'm talking about my ovaries all the time.
I feel like we're going to evolve. My ears are having a rough time.
They've been carrying a lot.
Can we discuss them?
Of weight.
Yeah. So my mom told me an exercise that day, which is to release all kinds of like toxins from your body. You have to press like the top of your ear here, this inner canal area, not inner, outer. Basically at this part, which you can't see right now, but I'll put a tutorial. And bus, take care of your ears. I do feel better. Honestly, it does make you feel better. You try it.
Right. That thing you told me yesterday about tapping on my chest to reduce my anxiety, it didn't help.
Ayushi, you need to do it properly. You're not doing it. It's called EFT. Google it. Listeners also who have tried EFT, please write to Ayushi and tell her it works.
But don't say it like that. I feel like the whole point of EFT is to be a little gentler.
I'm always gentle to you, with you, near you, by you, always.
You came in really aggressively yesterday.
Sorry, baby. Sorry, darling. Sorry, sweetie.
Okay.
Inko find love karna hai. Somebody wants to find love.
Wo usko bolo, tell him to DM me.
I think it's a ladies.
That's also fine.
Yeah. Watching a live theatre performance. Thank you. Me too. Would love to. Abhi tak to chal raha tha. Now again it has stopped.
Yeah.
So
comedy shows, like those gigs that we went for a fair amount, man, in 2019, I think.
But luckily in January, you all came for one gig, which I was
We saw, but that was also so small, and there was I'm not complaining.
It didn't feel like
It didn't
an
feel
audience
like an
only because
audience.
everyone was like 10 feet away from each other. It was so weird.
And like you were clapping, but there was some awkwardness. And also, I think like you guys couldn't see our faces because the mask was on. So you weren't able to really judge whether a joke had landed or not. Because sometimes people don't ha 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 with every joke.
Yeah.
But sometimes the physicality on the face kind of tells you whether you've done well or not. But anyway, yeah, it didn't feel the same.
Yeah. Travel, more travel, off to Bali, go to Bali, trip to Banaras, travel to Ladakh, plan a trip with my gang. Honestly, even we are trying this. This is on our wish list also, Ayushi and my personal wish list.
Yeah, with a group of friends, we're trying to plan a trip. We don't know.
I think main themes are travel, dates, going back to real life lectures. A couple of people have also said sex. So maybe that's something we address also. The lack of touch, which maybe a lot of people have experienced in the last year.
Well, yeah, also because, there was already level of caution that you should, or maybe people were approaching sex with. Like, of course, there's a little level of, like hygiene, safety, all of that stuff. And now you've added this thing of like, here's yet another potential thing I could get from someone.
Only hooking up with people who have antibodies, by the way. I think that should be your criteria.
Show me your antibody
report dikhaiye. Okay, then I can work with it.
These are all valid things to put on your wish list because I think they're on all of ours. Like, I would say every single thing that you've listed is basically on mine as well, other than lectures. But yeah, for me, it would be like going back to full-time work, meeting clients in person.
Going to the studio to record this with you.
That.
One major on my wish list.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, that wish list is also because there's a part of me that just doesn't want to, like there's tech exhaustion, right? That everyone is also feeling like, I don't want to be so dependent on so much setup and so much, not just for this, but in general. Like yesterday when we had that audit all day, all I was doing was trying to like make sure you screen share on this thing, then pull this up, then put this together and put this here. And you're like, oh my God, if I was just in front of you, I would be able to do this so much more smoothly than it is going right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's on your personal wish list other than this stuff? Like, concerts, gigs, concerts. That's a big one on mine.
Of course, that's also there. Yeah. All of these live events, flea markets and things like that also, no?
I also feel like eating for me, as someone who does a lot of stop and grab.
It's become tough.
Yeah, because I don't do it anymore. Like
Same. I would love to stop and get a sandwich from the road, but I know.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a part of me that's like, oh, come on, Ayushi, like, it's food, it's heated, like that. And then, but the other part's like, yeah, but how do you justify these things? And if you're justifying this, and it's a slippery slope.
I had ganna juice that day and I was shaking. I was like, should I not? It was so hot. Then I was like, I just need it. And Nariyal pani also on the road that day. I was like, should I not? Again, I'll repeat myself, but I drank.
I had one bad thing that I did, which I'll admit, is I had sev puri. No, I had sev puri.
Ouch, Ayushi, that's like hard. But it's like same as ganna juice, hard level. So you're both fucked.
There was a ganna juice next to the sev puri guy. So
hepatitis hona tha, COVID hona tha, to ab tak ho jata. We are safe.
But it was a while back. My brother and I were near Fab India.
Guts.
Like, getting some stuff from Kala Goda. And I was like, you know what? It's been over a year and I have not had this guy sev puri. And something just came over me like a boot. Just took over me like, it's sev puri. And like, I had an out-of-body experience. I was like, what are you doing? Are you insane? I was like, I think I am. All I can smell is the sev puri, and while I'm admitting it, I suppose I should say I also had the sandwich next to it.
Ayushi reveals in spurts. I have noticed this about her. She's done this to me before also. Pehle ek choti cheez batayegi, fir she'll gauge your reaction. Is she okay with it? Should I tell the other part also? And then she'll come up with the next one. Like, maine ye bhi kiya, ye bhi lo info.
I'm so sorry.
Who are you? You weirdo. I just love you so much, you freak of nature.
Because it comes down to that first thing of, let me gauge how this is going to land. if you had, if you had flown off the handle that I had the Sev Puri, then I'm not going to tell you about the sandwich. But you told me about the ganna juice. So I felt like you
Safe
also
enough.
were unsafe.
Yes. I also am really looking forward to, and not that I'm saying travel is not on right now. I'm sure it is. I can still go to a safe space and get out of Bombay.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to travel the way I guess it used to be. I also wanna just be able to like hug people I meet without being like, "Are you okay with hugs?" or "What's the deal?" Is
Oh
it
my
okay?
God, yeah.
Because I'm a major hugger, and even in like the theater community, everyone's a major hugger. You just like go in and you hug people. That's life. And now that's not life. And a part of me is like, great, because I also don't want to hug a lot of people, but the people I do want to meet and hug. So you have to. I certainly. Sorry, you say.
No. I touch. I think this all comes down to just like the intimacy of relationships. So much more. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. It was so much more. Now I feel like there's a lot of reluctance, and I mean, I feel so bad. I've been actively, like if my Nana Nani come to visit, which they've just started in the last 2 months to come, like, actually that's a lie. They came for one weekend and that was to get their vaccine. They came to this side of town and they stayed with us for 3 days, 3-4 days. And I was so happy to see them in my house, and like I was so like just immediately wanting to give them hugs and like curl up on my nanny's lap, and my mom was just like, Ayushi, please just, I know, look, just don't extra. And I was like, but if they're in the same house as you, how does it matter? Like it's the same thing. And she's like, but then, and she was also so confused. I mean, then I realized, oh my God, these are her parents, and the stress there and needing to figure out whether she can like properly hug her mom, like be near her mother. And I was just like, oh my, these things, these micro heartbreaks that have been happening consistently through the last now 1 calendar year. I kind of want to put that on my wish list. Is I want those little normalcies back.
Yeah.
I want to be able to hug an old person
without
being scared.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of people need a break. There's a lot of industries. I think I realize now that it's a lot of selfish things that we're putting on the wish list, of course, because it's my wish list. But there's so many industries, I think, that really need a break. Like healthcare workers, I think, are just exhausted.
They haven't had a break, honestly. And in fact, now it's just getting worse. I was speaking to my aunt the other day and she's like, every day there's only COVID patients coming in. And she's like, it is hella hectic.
And you think of like, cops, like, I don't know what city you guys are listening from, but in Bombay, like it's properly summer is coming on and everyone's standing in the heat with the mask and some of them wearing the shield. And like they have been patrolling and then they have to stop people and they're trying to, and on top of this, there is lawlessness in general. Like that has not curbed at all.
We are a lawless land.
So you're putting, like so many people are being put at risk because that's their job profile, like shopkeepers and shop owners, essential service workers who have to be out there doing their job. People like even in my work that like, that are allotted with the agriculture space, but even people who are doing shoots and ads and movies and stuff like that, because production budgets have to go on. Like you have to, there was a certain level of urgency to continue now.
And now suddenly all that has also been
stopped. But I was just thinking that there are so many professions that have had the luxury of working from home, have not had the luxury of stopping and just being like, okay, I guess I can just take a break for a couple of weeks. That's, I feel they must, their wish list must be just like, oh my God, I actually just need a break.
Yeah.
I need this to stop so I can have a break. Like all my cousins are so exhausted. Every one of them that's a doctor is just like so exhausted. They're like, this is never ending.
Yeah. And it's no longer, I mean, eventually this will become an endemic, right?
That's the hope.
Is it?
Yeah, that it just becomes that we have enough resistance to it that it's no longer at the level that it is. Like then it's just like it's the flu, or
it's
like
still a pandemic, right? Though.
No, it's not a pandemic. That's the thing. They want to reduce it from a pandemic to a normal respiratory disease. Like how you get pneumonia.
भाव मिल रहा है COVID को फिलहाल तो.
Like like how you get pneumonia, you get dengue, you get falciparum, all these different things. Like eventually it comes down to a point where you're like, okay, this is transmittable via X and the treatment is Z.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And in general, I've read some stuff that just says that you don't need the entire world to be vaccinated. It's only about half. I mean, close to half. As long as they get vaccinated, then it's fine.
Chalo, fingers crossed. Goddess, if you are listening.
There is one last thing on this flow sheet that G has sweetly made us. This has become an exercise in optimism.
This wish list,
but also COVID. Like, because you have to, and in two ways, exercise is like you have to constantly remind yourself to stay optimistic.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that exercise in terms of actively working towards like finding the silver lining. Like, I do think we've slightly gotten better at that, even though it's been a product of our environment. Like, we've not wanted to be this person, but we're like, oh my God, at least I got to see you this week. Hey, at least that place was open for delivery and we got to have this really good thing. So you know what? I had a good week. And like, you're really walking, I mean, like, that edge, like where we live on the edge. Just to pull yourself back from the edge. It's like, yeah, but I had a Frankie roll. That's good. It's good. We back off from the edge. Me and my save puri man. Backing away from the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breathe in, breathe out, because honestly, we don't know what the regular programming of our lives will look like and we don't know the uncertainty of when that will be.
I mean, think about it, guys. We've been doing this show online now for a year.
I'm surprised I'm still doing it.
I'm surprised people are still listening.
I am surprised. Yeah, really. Thank you. And if you're actually listening, I need to know. Because I feel insecure, friends. Sometimes that day somebody asked me, so how's your podcast doing? I was like, well, very well. We have many listeners. So I need to know that at least 6,000 to 7,000 people of you are listening.
Wow. You said 6,000 to 7,000. That's so good of you, because in my mind, I think so small sometimes.
7 people are listening.
7 people are listening. No, but we, recently, can we use this part of the segment? If you're still with us, we have an email address. It's called aglastationadulthood @gmail.com. And truly, the few people that have reached out to us, it has made us feel so good to know that you're listening. And
because this is a conversation, this is a community.
Yes.
Always remember that.
And people have picked out specific things from episodes to share with us and how their stories relate to it. And that's, first of all, lovely. Thank you for trusting us with that. But also we reply. We really do take the time to reply to each one of these people. And except someone specifically who recently asked us for a job. I have not replied to you.
Sorry, we are not hiring. So sorry.
Yeah, we aren't hiring because I work for IVM. I don't. You want to ask them? Please, go ahead. I don't know if they're hiring.
But if you all want to chat, converse with us, please get in touch at aglastationadulthood @gmail.com. We would love to hear your thoughts, topics, maybe things you want us to explore, discuss. Something that you want to give your side on, your take on. We would love to read it. Honestly, more perspectives, please.
And I need something to stop me from napping.
Ayushi, no, I am here to endorse your nap life.
You say that now. Then remember when you call in the evening and I have just woken up from a nap and I'm not able to be conscious.
Ayushi getting out of a nap is a scene, guys. Ab main kya batao, agar galti se you catch her on video call.
Oh, there's some drool.
Just woke up from a nap. As anyone would. I just love Ayushi's post-nap vibe. Vibe.
When you wake up in the morning, you know what time it is. You know what you have to do. You know where you're at. When you wake up from a nap, listen, it's anybody's game. I don't know anything.
It's like a whole day has ended and you've woken up again in the morning now. You suddenly, I feel like that after a nap sometimes, especially if I've woken up early in the morning and had a day and then after lunch taken a nap, I suddenly wake up like, oh, it's a new day. Oh, no, it's not. It's the same day.
It's the same day. And 90% of the time, the nap is like a, what you call, quote unquote, a power nap. So you've then got to get back to work.
Please tell our listeners how long you intend to nap for this month after lunch.
I will be taking 3 20-minute naps, but in rapid succession. So one 20-minute goes into the next 20.
You are taking a 60-minute nap
Yes.
post lunch every day.
I'm not taking one. Yeah, I haven't taken one so far.
मेरा आज पहला दिन है आपके yesterday was the first day you were still adjusting. You didn't get the time for the nap. Today
Monday I was working. Tuesday, yesterday also I worked. Today also I'll work.
I'm telling you, take a nap.
I'm gonna take a nap.
You must.
Don't tell my dad.
Never. He doesn't listen to the podcast. Thank God.
Thank God.
Okay,
Hey, but you know,
friends.
I will reveal to you all, he also takes naps at home, which is why he also doesn't like work from home. He's really a napper. If you think I'm a napper, he's a napper. And they just got the vaccine. So yesterday, he was out of it, completely out
Fair.
of it.
Fair.
Anyway,
I love you, Ayushi Bunny.
I love you too. And this has been a good morning chat, man. I hope this episode cheers you up. Make a wish list, stick it on your mirror, look at it, and maybe if there are things on it that are achievable while you're in a lockdown, try to work on it. And if they're not, then that's okay as well. I know we can't hit pause. Like, I think we've said that for so long that's wrong now. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's wrong. We haven't been able to hit pause on life. Life hasn't.
Yeah, life's going on.
Yeah. So I guess we just got to roll with it.
And look forward to the time when you will be once again able to see and touch and feel and smell and observe and
lick.
And lick and laugh. Adi Roy Kapoor.
Stop this. This is so creepy.
They won't use this.
We're not supposed... Okay, if dudes did this about girls, we'd be so pissed off.
You're right. I'm so sorry. I take it all back.
That's a lie. Vicky, if you're listening.
Chudel, Vicky, if you're listening, guts, as if. But he has COVID, so maybe he's bored at home listening to Agla Station Adulthood.
Okay, one second. You saying Aditya Roy Kapoor on the show, that's guts. That's not guts. That's like completely within the realm of possibility. Right. But me, one line saying, Vicky, if you're listening, nothing else. I just said, Vicky, if you're listening. That apparently is worthy of calling me a chudel.
Sorry.
There are other things that I am chudel like at.
Yes.
Yes. This one is just my shot. Yeah, I'm shooting my shot.
Yes.
Yes.
You also all shoot your shots, listeners, with safety and consent, not creepily like I just did. But I am sure will ARK.
Oh, yeah. His middle name is Roy. I forgot. I was like, what is the ARK?
We've given him a lot of screen time now.
Yesterday we saw Abraham.
Who is also ARK.
Yeah. No,
Yes,
he's ASRK, na?
No, he's A capital, B small, R capital anyway. So he's also ARK.
Oh, you've given...
He is not getting any other middle name. See his spelling.
So you think his first name is Ab?
No. His first name is Abram, but the R is capital. Just check. I swear it is.
Also, Shahrukh, if you are listening,
We really enjoy you. We are childhood friends.
We weren't like creepily looking at your child. Let me
never.
just say, we saw him from a distance.
Playing on the terrace from a distance.
So-
We didn't even have binoculars, so we can't be sure it was him.
We didn't have binoculars.
We didn't,
not.
exactly. That's why I said we didn't even have binoculars.
No, but we knew it was him.
I mean, yeah, he was
He
wearing
had
a
the
red t-shirt.
proportion. Yes. And that bowl cut.
कटोरी कट सोच रहे होंगे लिस्टर्स ये दोनों अब तो हाथ से निकल गई आप अभी ना इस एपिसोड को रैप अप कर ही दीजिए इफ यू लाइक्ड इट लिसन टू अस वेयरएवर यू फाइंड अस आईवीएम को फॉलो करो आयुषी को फॉलो करो मुझे करो एंड Ayushi, keep laughing now. I love your sound of your laughter.
I'm
Now
just
Deep will
thinking
edit over
Abraham
it.
was running on the terrace and Rytasha was trying.
And I have tried to scream.
Yeah, tell people.
I was trying to get his attention, not because of me. They were like, my friends were like, scream now use your theater voice.
And by the way, we were 10 buildings. I don't know. It was like quite a bit of distance. And then she's like, and this is the guts that she has. She's like, no. People along the way will be like, oh, who's calling Abraham? Because she thinks so many people.
You can find this podcast and other such fantastic content on ivmpodcast.com or at ivmpodcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you would like to find me personally, You can find me on Twitter at justayushi or on Instagram at ayushi_a9.
And you will find me only on Instagram at RYTASH.
Ciao.
From uncensored and unfiltered chats with the who's who of the entertainment industry, I, Siddharth Kannan, bring your very heartcake chat show called Candid Kannan. Tune in every Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
2020 is a difficult year. A global pandemic, protests, elections, recessions. You get the picture. What we need is a space where we can have nuanced discussions about global affairs and foreign policy. That's where I come in. My name is Hamsini Hariharan and I host the States of Anarchy podcast. Every second Tuesday, I speak to experts in the field of international relations to make a little more sense of the world. So join me on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you're listening to me right now.